Hey guys, I want to come in here today with something a little different. Please excuse me. Sorry, nail clippers in my hand. I have my notebook with some notes written down. I'm just gonna kind of go over what it is that I wanted to talk about, and it's more of a public apology. I wanted to come on here and I wanted to say that I'm sorry. I'm sorry to every individual that has experienced bigotry, hatred, abuse, racism, judgment, guilt that has been thrown at you from the very people who proclaim to bear the name of Christ. Those that proclaim to say and say that Christ is my Lord, and yet they turn around and spew out some of the most disgusting things at people. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And as a believer, I'm telling you, I see it. And it's wrong. And I'm not going to stand by silent and pretend like it's cool, because it's not. It's not okay. For centuries, years upon years upon years upon years, Jesus Christ, his name, his personhood, his message has been given an absolutely terrible and disfigured reputation by some very ignorant, some very prideful and disobedient individuals. I could stand in the garden all day long and say, I'm an apple tree. But until I grow branches, a root system, and start actually producing apples, I'm not an apple tree. The same goes for a believer, somebody who proclaims to be a believer of Christ. Until you are walking in a way that you are producing spiritual fruit, that you are moving in obedience to what he has said to do, you're not his child. He says, if you love me, you're mine. My sheep know my voice. My sheep obey my voice. If you love me, you obey my commandments. What is one of when the Pharisees came to try to trip Jesus up, and they said, hey, since you're so smart, since you know everything, what is the greatest commandment of them all? And Jesus tells them that they are to love the Lord their God with all of their strength, their soul, and their heart or mind. You get the gist, with everything that they have, everything that they are, as well as to love their neighbor as themselves. They thought they were going to trip them up because you have all these 10 commandments. But if you think about it, if you love your neighbor as yourself, all the 10 commandments are completed within that. It's the love. And you can't love somebody as a fellow human being and you're spewing hatred, bigotry, racism, judgment, guilt, these things that you have no business doing. That is not our place. And so on behalf of a believer, on the behalf of the church, on the behalf of the believers of Christ, I want to apologize to everybody that has been offended, everybody that has been abused by somebody that has claimed, heavy on the claimed, to bear the name of Christ. Jesus says you know them. You know a tree by the fruit that it bears. A good tree is not going to give off bad fruit, and a bad tree is not going to give off good fruit. So pay attention to the fruit. Before you go taking what somebody has to say as face value, pay attention to the fruit. What kind of fruit are they giving off? If they're giving off bad fruit, please don't just disregard what they're having to say. If somebody's spewing out all lives matter and completely ignoring the fact that there are lives in their own neighborhoods, in their own cities, down the streets from them, that are constantly being attacked, abused, taken, tortured, and they're not doing anything or trying to do anything about that, take that statement, all lives matter, with a grain of salt. Jesus, according to Jesus, he shared and gave compassion to all. To him, all lives do matter. And he reflects that. And he told us to reflect that in our everyday walk. He says to help the widows and the orphans. Not all women matter. The widow needs extra attention. All children matter, of course, but the orphan needs extra attention. They need to be shown that they matter too. I want you to please don't discredit the God of the universe, the great I am, the one true living God, the creator of you and the essence of your being. Don't discredit him and his love for you. and everything that he has to offer you because of a few ignorant individuals. Don't let their misrepresentation of him, don't let the dirty dish that they have tried to serve you a perfect God on stop you from embracing the beauty and the very essence of who he is. I'm sitting here on this evening. It is late and I'm tired. But I cannot and I refuse to sit on my hands and sit here quietly and not speak out on the fact that Christ has been misrepresented by some of the very people who proclaim to know him. And I'm calling it out. It's not okay. If I wasn't already a believer, who not only because of my upbringing, but even outside of my upbringing, just in this past year, who has dug deep and decided, let me just set everything that I've ever learned aside and let me really get to know this God that I have proclaimed to serve for myself. If I had not been on this journey this past year for myself, digging and figuring out why are these things said and who is he really? What did he really say? What does he really teach? If I had not been in this pursuit and somebody had offered me Christianity on the platter it's being served on, I'm like, nah, fam, that's good. I'm not interested either. I don't blame people for not wanting what is being offered because it's not being offered correctly. Don't try to bring me this dingy, dirty box and proclaim that it has this beautiful contents. Y'all, I'm sorry. He's been misrepresented. He's been mishandled. His truth has been mishandled. And I'm here to tell you that, and this is why the whole pinch of manna thing even exists. Because we have to look and we have to search for ourselves. He says, you seek, you knock, you ask, and it will be given. The door will be opened. He is the door. We got to knock. We can't have somebody knocking for us. We got to knock for ourselves. You got to get to that door and you got to knock for yourself. You knock for yourself, the door will be opened. So if you're questioning, why are people wasting their time with this whole Jesus stuff? Is this stuff even real? It's just a fairy tale, just like everything else. It's just a myth. I wouldn't be sitting here today. I wouldn't be sitting here today as a Black woman in 2020 with some of the nonsense that has gone on in this country, the United States of America. I wouldn't be sitting here with concerns, questions, and some what would be the word? I'm upset, y'all. I'm salty. I'm salty about some things. But despite all of that, I have a confidence and a peace that only he can provide, because I know that he's ultimately in control. And that while people think that they're getting away with things, they're not. They're not. It may seem like that for right now, but I'm telling you that they're not, and I know they're not. He can take care of a situation far greater than we can, and we will ever be able to. And so those things I'm able to place in his hands. And because I'm able to do that and walk in peace, I know that he's real, because I know me without him. I'm a worry wart. And you add motherhood to that, already worry wart London. Oh, it's not a pretty picture. Only by his grace and sustaining power have I been able to function. Not only function, but I've been thriving in the most strangest, hardest, weird, just plain flat out weird year I have ever encountered in my life. Yet at the same time, I feel like I am thriving the most I ever have in my 31 years of existence. And I can't sit on this truth any longer. But I know that it's been a hard truth to accept because of the way that it has been portrayed, the way that it has been served, the way that it has been given. So I say, I'm sorry. I'm asking you to forgive those that have done wrong. And I know that's a hard thing to do, but I'm asking you to dig deep somewhere and try to dismiss those individuals and give the Creator a chance. Just give him a chance. I'm not asking you to adopt a religion. I'm not asking you to take on, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Lutheran, I'm a Catholic, I'm a whatever, Presbyterian, holiness, Pentecostal. I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm asking you to do is to give the Creator of your whole essence and being an opportunity to come in and to sup with you an opportunity to come in and develop a relationship, a one-on-one relationship with you, an opportunity to come in and for you to experience the simplicity of who he is, the simplicity of his love, yet how complex his love is, because it's so deep and it's so all-encompassing that we can't get it anywhere else. It covers everything. Everything. You could walk around with your crystals and gemstones, take therapy sessions, go to therapy several times a week, smoke marijuana, shots of tequila on a regular basis, chakra alignment, tarot cards, whatever it is that you feel like this is what's helping me. You could be burning sage every hour on the hour for 24 days. I don't care. None of it is going to be able to get to the root system of what makes us as human beings, those fears, the concerns, what it is that we really need down to the core of us. I'm not talking about the surface level stuff. I'm talking about the core, the root of who you are. If you don't have him and you're sitting back and you're thinking, no, I'm good, I really want you to just stop and really think about it. Really think about it. Down deep. Are you good? Are you okay? If you're not and you feel like, nah, you know what, I probably could use a little assistance from the creator. It's as simple as calling out and just asking them, hey, just the same way I'm talking to you, it doesn't need to be nothing fancy. Just, hey, look, London was talking about you and I want to know if you're real. And if you're real, can you reveal yourself to me? Just like that. He already know what you're thinking, so you might as well just express it the way that you think. And there is no shame in the game. He already know how you run. He already know how you operate. There's nothing to hide from him. I just want you to try. Just try. Just give him a fair shot. If it works and you notice a change, come let me know, because that excites me. And if you feel like this is not for me, cool. At least you gave him an opportunity. That's cool. But I want y'all to know I love you. I want you to know that I care about you. I want you to know that I desire for you to thrive. I want you to be whole. I want you to be happy. I want you to experience a love like no other. That's the only reason why I'm on here. It's the only reason why I'm on here making this video. Is because I love you. If I knew how to make $1 million, y'all would expect me to come on here and tell y'all exactly how it's done step for step. Y'all would want to know, how is it done? Don't hold out on us. What I'm offering you now is way bigger and deeper than that. And you may not get that now. You may understand that later. But I would be wrong to sit on this information. I'd be wrong. To say I love you and to sit on this information, I'd be wrong. So with that said, I love you guys. Give him a chance. And please ignore the nonsense that people portray in his name, because that ain't him. Pay attention to the fruit, and then you'll know what kind of tree you're dealing with.